Hello again. My name is Bill Feinberg. This is episode 5 of LeetReel, where I film myself, allegedly a senior software engineer, filming LeetCode coding challenges, right? The kind that you might take during like a coding challenge for like a technical interview type of situation for software developer jobs. Today I'm going to be trying to solve, it's another easy one. I think it's one I've solved in the past, but as with a lot of the other ones I've done, it's like I did them 6 months ago or something and don't remember. But this one is called singleNumber. So just to kind of review the problem real quick. So given a non-empty array of integers, nums, every element appears twice except for one, find that single one. So it's like we're going to be given an array and we're just going to return basically one of the elements from the array, whichever one doesn't only appears a single time. You must implement a solution with linear runtime complexity and use only constant extra space. Okay. All right, so in this example, 2, 2, 1, so 2 is twice, 1 makes sense, 4, 1, 2, okay, 1's eliminated, 2 is eliminated, 4 is left, okay? All right, this one, length 1, so in this case should be really easy, right? If length equals 1, you just return that one. Is there guaranteed to be, or let's see, let's look at the constraints. So the constraints are, so the array length is guaranteed to be between 1 and 3 times 10 to the 4th. So it could be a big array. And then a specific element in the array is anywhere from -3 times 10 to the 4th up to 3 times 10 to the 4th. So it could be a big number inside that array. Each element in the array appears twice except for one element which appears only once. Interesting. So I guess I wonder, would we ever have an even, could you ever have an array of size 2? I don't think you run. I guess you couldn't have an array of size 2. Whatever. That's not a right now problem. All right. So first thing we'll do is, just because I like to have, it be in my editor with my workspace, with my configuration and settings and prettier config and all that. So first thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and add this here and start adding these source files so we can have kind of a watch mode. All right. So cool. I'll go grab this slug here and I'll create a folder for that. And so what I've been doing is just been putting the function inside my test file. Probably make more sense to put the function in a separate file and then the test in a separate file, but it's my app and I get to organize these files how I choose. So, wrong folder. singleNumber, create file, readme.md, and func.test.ts. All right, so first thing I guess we do is we just go grab this, paste that in there. 81, what just happened? Oh, there we go. 81 is like my hello world, but for numbers, because in axe throwing, or at least IATF axe throwing, 81 is like a perfect score. It's like a 300 in bowling. All right, so let's see here. So it does that. So I think we have 3 test examples there. So let's do this. That's 4. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to go grab all these and move them over here. Also, I apologize if you can hear my dog snoring in the background. Found a dog at the park a couple months ago and been fostering him, and we might have somebody lined up down in Austin, Texas. So I might have to drive down there to drop him off. All right, so back to this. So returns, do it this way. All right, returns 1 when nums equals that. Okay. Returns 4 when nums equals that. Returns 1 when nums equals that. All right, so let's see if we can use those. That's the sidebar. All right, so const expected result equals const actual result equals what happens when we call single number. Oh, we need const we need that const nums. Okay, let's come down here, pass that there. Const, oh, I have a mistake. Oh, I have a big mistake. That's the downside of const nums equals. Oh, okay. Nums, so expected or expect actual result dot to equal expected result. And oh, I broke something. Let's all right, cool. And let's throw a dot only here on the start. I didn't mark the time at the start, but I think we started between like 10:45, 10:50, sometime. I think probably going 5 or 10 minutes. I imagine the Zoom call could tell me, but I don't really care that much. I'm sure I'll care later when I'm like 30 minutes in, like I should have been done by now. Oh well, whatever. All right, well, I think this one's pretty obvious. Let's see here. So if nums dot length triples equals 1, then just return nums bracket 0. See, one pass. Look at that. Let's make it fail. Probably like undefined, right? Yeah, cool. Let's put that back. Actually, what we could do is, I wonder what change I made there. Can I choose which stuff I want to commit? I'm not going to do that now. I don't feel like dealing with that right now. That is a nice to have. Cool. So all right, so let's think about how I want to implement this. All right, so, oh, I never actually copied the description into my README file. I created it, but I didn't do anything with it. And examples, description. Constraints. So times 10 to the 4th. All right, yeah, that's about as much formatting as I'm gonna put into it for right now. Excuse me. Oh, I did that for a reason. So I wanted to go over it. So given you must implement a solution. Okay. So basically what we can do is we can just use a map. I guess that'd be constant time. Or in terms of memory, that's right. May implement a solution with a linear runtime complexity. Right? So it can only go over the list once and use only constant extra space. Okay. Thinking about the constant extra space requirement. You know, I'm going to implement it without the constant extra space to start, just because I want to get something passing. Right, and so that's what red-green refactor is. So test-driven development. Right now we're red. Right. Actually, I wish they used more accessible colors, because red and green can be not great for colorblind people. But either way, right now we are failing, and we want to get to passing first. And then once we're passing, we can lean on those passing tests and try and improve our implementation. All right, so my naive solution is going to be, so I'm just going to start going through here and create a map. So like if it's not in the map, I'll add it and initialize it to 1. If it's in the map, then I will just increment it by 1. So let's set that up. So let's map, right? Each element if in map. Yes, increment by 1. If no, initialize at 1. All right, so let's do that. So constant map equals for const num in nums. Let's make sure that this is doing what we expect. I'm going to put a double equals console there, so I can differentiate instance runs of this function. And then just right here, I'll put that just console.log num. Let's see what happens for the console. All right, so you can see here. It looks like it's, let me clear it and then rerun it. There we go, 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I think I did in what I meant to do it for of. Let's try that. So let's clear, save, rerun. 1, 2, 2. So, oh, there we go. Did I make a mistake when I copied my examples? This is 2, 2, 1. That's too much. Yep, my multi-line pasting got me again. It messes me up every time and I never learn. And it feels so cool when I'm doing it. And then my test cases come out borked and I'm like, well, I don't feel so cool anymore. All right, let's see. Save, refresh, 2, 2, 1, 4, 1, 2. All right, cool. So those are being logged. All right, so what I want to do is if map bracket num else. So if it's in the map, then we're going to say right, with the plus plus, I was going to say map num and set the value to 0. Let's log map at the end here. And get rid of that console log. Let's clear that and save again. Done something wrong. Okay. I always do it. I always initialize it to 0. And when you do that, that means that's false. And I can't tell you how many times I've made that mistake. Fortunately, tests let me catch it here and not but like I don't have to have QA catch it. All right, 221. There's the map. That's number one. All right, one. There's one of them. So no, see, I'm starting to think about the constant memory. I think was a single readme. Linear runtime and constant extra space. So I'm starting to think about that, but I haven't gotten my green yet, so I need to stay focused. All right, so let's just get, all right, so once we have the map, well, I'm gonna have to iterate over the map. No, we're going for red green, so naive. All right, so we'll just say so what I want to do is I want to take this map and really I just want to get, I guess, all the entries, and I'm just going to filter the entries to find an entry with a value of 1. I think so. Let's try that. So const entries equals object dot entry. Nope. Entries, and so we're going to give it our map. So let's log these entries and let's go comment out that. It's clear and save. What is it upset about? Oh, yeah, my TypeScript is still not the best. Okay, so this is interesting and possibly could be confusing. All right. So the first part is the key, and this one is the value. So I think I'm going to filter the entries for the entry with a value of 1. So let's try that. So entries dot filter entry. All right, so let's log our key value, destructure that off the entry, and let's log it. Oh, let me clear. Man, that puppy is snoring loud. All right. Yep, key 1, key 2. Yep, that's what was in there. Value 1, value 2. Okay. So I guess so this is the filter, so it takes a callback. So when if value equals 1, then return true, else return false. All right, so let's capture this. So this would be a so that yes, target entry. So then we want to return the key. I think the keys get turned into string. So I think I've ran into this before. I think I should be using an actual JavaScript map data structure instead of the object. Let's give that a try in a moment. All right, const answer equals key. What did I do? Oh, I'm outside I'm in a different scope. Const result equals so the first one, so the first element of that key value array. And then, so I think if I were to return this right now, I'd get this the correct answer, but it'd be a string instead of a number. So let's give it a try and get rid of this 81. Target entry. Oh, because it's guaranteed to get. Got it. So if I log, so really, I guess instead of using filter, I think I could use sum. No, because that just returns a Boolean. I wonder if there's a first method. I don't think there's a first on the array. Let's find out. JS array. Let's look at the array prototype. Trees every find turns the value of the first element and find. Yes, I guess I could use find. I'm getting distracted though. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. Okay, so find was the ready. So let's try this. So parse int. Oh. Oh, what is this? So if I want, I could just say that would work. So I can get rid of some of these console logs. Get rid of this comment. Rid of that. All right, let's go paste this into LeetCode and see what happens. Is this still in TypeScript? I'm going to do way worse on runtime and memory. But it worked. That's pretty cool. All right, this is where I usually could kind of commit just the change to this file. Let's kind of play with this for a second. Good news is that I think we solved that one in like 20 minutes or less. How do I see what these changes are? Yeah, well, I commit directly to main. Yeah, I know I have unsaved changes. I wonder what happens if I open this specific file. Will it tell me? I've gotten very distracted. All right, let's just see what happens. You can always go. Let's see here. You can always fix it later. Famous last words, right? Add solution for single number. Apparently I can't do that. So let's click this button. Oh, well, that explains why I couldn't. Well, let me do this. It looks kind of disabled. Let's go see if it showed up here. Cool. Also, let's go see what other changes are in that, that commit. I think that's a generated change from code sandbox. That looks like prettier. Okay. Cool. Right, I think that's a good stopping point. I know I didn't do the constant memory thing yet, but I feel pretty good about solving this right now, and I'm kind of tired. I want to take a break. So cool. Thank y'all for watching. Y'all have a good night.